Hi, this is Kate with KateInParadise.com.
And this is Ava at avawaits.com. This is where making money feels like bliss.
And we're here to talk to you about the many ways that you can make money as a creative or an artist.
But first, total side note, this video is dedicated to one of our YouTube fans, Leora. So this is for you. So the reason that we wanted to put together this particular video is because we have been in conversation, I know I have been in conversation with so many creative people. It feels like they surround me. I'm around artists, visual artists, photographers, people who have an art form that the world hasn't even really heard of yet, and they're doing really creative things behind the scenes. But then they get into this issue where how in the world are they going to make money from their art? And I feel like a lot of people really feel that. Like they have this thing that they're passionate about, but then they're not really clear as to how to actually convert that into a source of income for them. And so we want to tell you a few stories and a few ways that you actually can.
Yeah, I was really inspired by an artist that I followed when I lived in Hawaii. And she just started, as very simple, doing these beautiful beach kind of murals and beautiful big pieces of art. And she'd been feeling kind of stuck. And then she was connected with someone that started helping her market her artwork. And what they did with it is that they made it really accessible to all the tourists in Hawaii by putting it on bikinis, putting it on phone covers, putting it on clothing, little t-shirts that had her artwork on it. Yes, they had mugs, they had towels. And it was so cool because all of a sudden her art blew up. Her gallery events were just like the most popular events to go to. Everyone knew her name. And it's because she got out of this kind of box that you have to only sell your art in a gallery. And she started making it really accessible to everyone that came to Hawaii.
And so I've seen this actually work in a lot of ways. So even if you're not necessarily an artist or creative and you own some other type of business, it might be a service business, it might be a restaurant. I've actually seen this work in a lot of other entrepreneurship fields where someone has a main business or a main thing that it is that they sell, and then somehow, whether it's through a book that they publish or some sort of product, they're able to actually send out some sort of message or really a piece of their business out into the world. So all of a sudden everyone starts to know who they are and starts to see them all around. Like I know there's one artist in the city that I live in, and when I was about 4 hours away in one of the lakes in Washington State a few weeks ago, and I walked into a bathroom at the cafe that we were having breakfast in, and her artwork was on the wall. So, and it was a very accessible print that really anyone could buy, anyone could purchase. So that's an incredible way.
Yeah, so a lot of times we get stuck in a box and we think there's only one way that we can market ourselves. And really the secret can come when you think about you and your creative work as a brand. And start using what big brands have been doing for the last decade and getting their products out to us in the same sort of way, making your brand really popular and accessible and become like making it a household name.
Yep. It's like get it on water bottles, purses, right? Like I had this idea. So I, in my past, have done some artwork, some visual artwork with watercolors. And I had this idea one year that I could, so the local farmers markets we're not allowed to use plastic bags anymore in the county that I live in. And so everyone has to use reusable bags now. And so I had this idea of putting my artwork onto the reusable bags, and that could either be sold at the farmer's market or I could actually give it totally for free to some of the farmers booths, and so like some of the farmers that I know. And so this was one way where and by the way, any of you can use this idea. You can use it. Go ahead, take it, move it forward. And so then it's like your image, or if you're a visual artist, your artwork or your name or your brand goes out on that bag, and everyone starts to see it, and everyone starts to recognize your name, and that means that they're going to be more likely to come to perhaps maybe a large showing of your artwork.
Yeah, so it's you're really giving yourself free advertising and really thinking about promoting your name and your work in new creative ways. Just being really creative about how you can really look and see what's in your community and opportunities for you to get yourself in front of your work, in front of people in their day-to-day life.
Yeah. So just to share another couple examples is right now in my community, they are actually doing a call for artists. I think there may be electrical boxes or something like that the utility companies are putting in place, and they need artists to take their art and stick their art on this plastic wrap that is going around these boxes. And so the artists there is an offer of $500 per art piece that gets used, and your art could be part of the public utilities in your city. So I just thought it was such a creative way for an artist to make money and also get seen.
That is such a great story. Yeah, so we just really want to inspire you. Those of you who are so creative, you have this passion to make our world a more beautiful place, and you have this gift to allow yourself to think outside of the box, to allow yourself to look for the possibilities for you to really promote yourself and promote your brand and promote your work.
Just to share a couple more examples before we wrap up, I was speaking with a photographer once, and I was always kind of curious why this photographer didn't necessarily go out and do senior portraits, for example, or graduation portraits or wedding portraits. And so one other thing too is your creative line of work. What you can do is you can kind of look at the different aspects of how you could sell your creativity, and there might be something that really ends up being the bread and butter income portion of your business. And so for a photographer, it could be those portraits, the business portraits, senior portraits, wedding photography. And that could really pull in all of the money that you need. And then you could be doing some really cool, fun side projects, but you also know that you're actually financially supported underneath that.
Yeah, so really make sure that you're using all the opportunities available to you as a creative and an artist.
Yes. So I think that's it for me. Anything else, Kate?
No, please comment below. Share with us your creative ideas. Share with us, what's inspiration you received from this video. We want to stay connected with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Please continue moving forward doing your creative work and bringing it out to the world. Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye. We see you shining.